Hello and welcome to this month's Maggie Moment. Today I want to talk about grandparenting in the 21st century. And I wrote a letter shortly after the arrival of my first grandchild 5 years ago about what an amazing experience it was for me and how all of those older people who'd said to me, "You wait to become a grandparent, you won't believe it," they'd actually lied to me. It was way better. I couldn't believe the kind of power in my heart to love this new child in our lives, and it collided all sorts of history and hope, and it was just, whew. Anyway, after I'd written that and posted it, I got some messages from grandparents whose journey wasn't the same, that they had begun like that but had gradually become estranged from their grandchildren. And I wanted to just have a quick chat about how we as the older generation need to meet our current generation who are now parents with love and compassion, because the paradigms have changed. Nearly all of us who are grandparents now are post-war babies. So we were raised in the 50s and the 60s, or the 40s, the 50s and the 60s, where parenting was much different to what it is today. It was very firm and very disciplined, and children not seen and not heard, and don't hug them too much, you'll spoil them. And what we now know, that's a very long time ago, but what we now know, fortunately, from the science of child development, is many of those things are not as helpful or not helpful at all. And so that if you're a parent raised with that, now you're a grandparent, you may react like that around your grandchildren, and it's coming from a place of where you were and what you knew. So please have conversations, and please read some of the new information around parenting, because otherwise if you resort to that, that is one of the reasons that some of those grandparents had been completely estranged and absolutely not permitted to see their grandchildren again. So if you have conversations with them, watch how they're parenting, listen to what their intentions are, and please be respectful. Unless they're doing something that's bordering on abuse or violence or aggression or deprivation, please let them have their own unique way of parenting, not just your way is the highway. And secondly, around that, I want you to be, again, the research is so strong at the powerful influence of grandparents in children's lives when it's a positive relationship. I want you to look at the relationship. What are you doing that creates a unique relationship with your grandchildren? And we are so lucky. One of the good things about the digital world is we can FaceTime and Skype, and we can read stories to them and chat to them, and they can see our face. Oh my goodness. I get so excited when I watch mine when we're Skyping. And I need you to also realize that you will see that family in real time. Do not expect them to sit there and want to talk to you and say hi if they're not in that space. So sometimes when we Skype with one of my families with a grandson, he's racing around, like seriously, you hardly see him. But you know what? That's him having fun. I want you to once again prioritize the habits that your parents have around your children if you're going to care for them. So if they have certain routines, please stick to that as much as possible, because it keeps the children in a more predictable space so that they're actually able to feel safe with you around them. And yes, we all want to spoil them. But please don't be ridiculous. I know that there are parents telling me all the time, I'm sick of all the rubbishy plastic toys, I'm sick of all the lollies, I'm sick of all the... So please spoil them within moderation, because otherwise we don't want you creating tension in the relationship between your beautiful grandchildren's parents and you. Be the loving parent, be the quirky one, and if you're anything like me, make the biggest mess in your kitchen when you're trying to teach them how to cook. And they do eat all the mixture. Gosh, we have some fun. I hope one day when I've left this planet that my grandchildren talk about baking with Nanny. So again, there are some really simple things that can ensure that your relationship stays strong and loving. And that's all for now.